Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
Hey guys, Dr. Dave here with the Streams of Income podcast. Thanks for tuning into this edition. This one is going to be another solo edition because I just read yesterday the latest edition of Kitchen and Bath Design News. And this is just the cover, not even the whole magazine. I go through these magazines and I just shred them and rip them apart because I'm tearing out articles to give to people to use. I've got this one that I'm going to talk about today. So this podcast is mostly going to be focused on construction businesses. Now, service industries are an amazing thing. I grew up in one. My dad still owns the remodeling business that he started back in the 80s when I was a little kid. Grew up in that business, grew up seeing and working in all aspects of the business. And so because of that, a lot of my small business coaching and consulting clients are still in the construction industry because I just have such an intense knowledge there. And I love the idea of family-focused construction businesses. Although, to be honest, those are often not very successful. In the old days, you might have seen, I'm making this up, but you might have seen Johnson and Sons on a construction truck or something, or the storefront back in the old days. And by old days, just whenever you might have seen that before, because I'm 50, old days means something different to you maybe than to me. But you might have seen that kind of thing all the time. Nowadays, not so much. Nowadays, businesses are not named after people. They're not named after families or lineage. They're just named after whatever. My dad's business is Ocean Breeze, exterior remodeling. That's the name of his business. And so I still keep my ear to the ground, though. I follow industry magazines. I still go to construction conferences so that I know how best to help my clients. Also, it helps me get the inside edge on things I want to do here at my dream house. I get so many great ideas for the dream house I'm going to build when I go to construction conferences because I get to see new products and things. So let's look at this article. This is the 2025 Kitchen Trends focus of the the National Kitchen and Bath Association. So this is basically a report they put out and about things that kitchen trends, and I'm going to actually apply this across the board because I want you to try to use this in different ways, not just for kitchen remodeling or bath remodeling. All right, so one of the first ones, the key findings, blast from the past. And so in many, many ways, past trends are making a comeback. And we see this in so many industries, music, fashion, and in this case, colors. And so new trends, especially think about this. If you're in the construction industry, not just kitchen and bath, but let's see, bright colors and earth tones of the 70s are going to be making a big comeback this year. Also, the muted mid-century modern aesthetic of the 50s will see a resurgence. And so we're seeing colors, and I mean, maybe we're going to start seeing the avocado green refrigerators. I've actually, you know what? I've said that to make a joke a bit, but I've already seen some companies coming out with retro appliance colors, refrigerators, stoves, dishwashers, even in retro appliance colors like avocado green. Or in this picture that I'm looking at, there's if you're seeing the video version of this, it's an orange color, not even a bright orange, kind of a muted orange. And so that's pretty cool. So just be aware, past trends are coming back. And so watch out for that. All right, a preference for personality as part of a broader trend. So in other words, custom stuff. People are wanting their personalities shown in the things that you're building for them. And so that doesn't matter if it's something outside, the siding color of the house, the front porch, they want their personality pushed by that. So where I live, I've got a farm here in upstate South Carolina, a huge yard and a field and woods right in front of my house. And so a big porch is a big thing for me. That's part of my personality. Also, my personality and the things I get into lend themselves toward family activities, like the kids playing sports and things. Even if I'm not out there throwing football with them, I still love to sit out there and just watch them, or I'll sit out there and read because I love hearing my kids play and laugh, and while I'm reading or even working. And so front porch would be a reflection of my personality. So you need to find ways to put that into your marketing, put that into your sales approach, and find ways to make money off of that and capitalize on these trends. All right, color is king. White and gray kitchens are off trend, with homeowners preferring light, natural colors instead. All right, so that's almost, you're gonna have to balance that out with the other part about the colors coming back. And so just goes to show you, you're gonna need to know your audience. You're gonna need to know your customer. I'm looking at my notes here. I just got off of a Zoom call with the Membership Freedom Group, and one of the things Vincent said was, you need to treat your customers like you're investing in them, not just them investing in you or your product or your service. And so getting to know your customers, getting to know them well, getting to know what they need, what they want. And sometimes that even turns into, if you can get to know them well enough, you can sometimes help them figure out what they want or what they really need versus what they thought they wanted. I mean, it's a really neat thing, but you got to put the work into it. All right, mix and match, blending colors and finishes, statement cabinets. People are getting tired of boring cabinets. I think with doors too. I've seen that a lot with exterior doors. A lot more people are repainting their front doors in a very bold color that contrasts with the rest of the house. Let's see, a focus on healthy living. Now, here's one that you can apply across the board in the different industries, not just construction. A focus on healthy living. It says here, the kitchen is becoming an epicenter for wellness. So that people are looking more into steam cooking, air frying, dehydrating, freeze dryers for freeze drying food. They're crazy expensive, but they're on an uptrend right now. So people are trying to get healthier, and not only that, more self-reliant, more sustainable. And so that's something to focus on with anything you do. All right, it says here, biophilic design is on the rise. I'm going to have to actually see what they're referring to with that. Okay. All right, so they're basically just, that's a fancy way of saying more light and sustainable food sources. So, biophilic. But they are finding that people are wanting more light into the houses, not so drab. High-end houses, you're seeing more window walls, where it's not just a sliding glass door, but the entire wall opens up. Of course, that's climate-driven. Would not work well in a lot of climates because you'd never be able to open it. I mean, even though here in the South, tons of sunlight, most of the year there's great sun, but it's so humid that very seldom would you ever find yourself opening that window wall up. Let's see, clutter reduction. Anybody out here that's not just construction, but doing consulting, anything like that, clutter reduction. Sometimes that's something that, well, as a matter of fact, referring to that group, I was just on the call right before I started this podcast, is we were talking about minimizing distractions, setting boundaries, things like that. So clutter reduction, just getting rid of clutter in your life, no matter what form it takes. Multifunctionality. People are looking for things that do more than one purpose. The days are gone, I think, when everybody is going to be buying 1,000 different things to put in their kitchen that only do one thing, that only accomplish one purpose. People are getting tired of that. That also goes along with the clutter reduction. Instead of buying a strawberry cutter or a strawberry peeler that pops the little strawberry, the leaves and everything off right away, people are just going to use a paring knife for that. Or if you don't have a paring knife, guess what? You use a steak knife for that. So people are multifunctional with more things. And then a focus on lighting. Everybody's wanting more natural light. All right, so I say all that to kind of say this, and this, I guess this should have been the hook or the lead in, but I'll use it for the conclusion, is that if you're running a construction business, and specifically some type of remodeling business, I'm not so much talking about new home building, commercial building, apartment building, none of those kind of things. I'm talking about remodeling, where you're going in, you're making an add-on to a house, you're building a new room, you're building a sunroom or a deck, or you're remodeling the bathroom or the kitchen, things like that. If you're running a business like that, and I got to be honest, no matter what economy, if you're running a business like that and the numbers aren't working and you're not able to make any money and the jobs aren't coming in and the leads aren't coming in, chances are, and I know some of y'all may not agree with this, and some of y'all won't like this at all when I say this, but the problem is you. My dad's business at times, income, everything went down, and twice in the history that I've worked for my dad's business, I was able to go in and revamp some processes, revamp some systems, do different kinds of lead generation, things like that, and bring the company back up to a high status where, they were scheduled out. One of the times I went back in and saved my dad's business, I got them to the point where they were scheduled out 3 or 4 months. And we're talking when times are bad, they're scrambling for a job that week just to keep the workers busy and not having to go file for unemployment. And so I could go back in, change a few things, put a little hustle into it, which, the employees should be doing. And they'd be scheduled out 3 or 4 months within a year. And so, I hate saying it that way because, like I said, it probably has made some of you mad. Some of you might have turned this off. If you're still with me, I'm so happy for that, man, because that means you're willing to listen and willing to change. But the problem is usually it starts at the owner, and it goes on down through the employees, and everybody just gets demoralized. And the workers eventually barely start showing up. And when they do, they're low energy, that kind of thing. The problem is you, if your construction or remodeling business is not working. So be aware of that. So with that said, I will say this one thing that this other article pointed out. The one problem you will have to counter that you'll have trouble, not impossible, but you'll have trouble countering, is the skilled labor shortage. That is hitting hard and heavy in the remodeling and construction industries, is a shortage of skilled labor. But that means you might have to recruit different. What did I just say? Recruit different. You might have to do more training. You might need to just find some young people full of energy, full of life, looking to start something new, and maybe they don't even know what they want to do, and they just want a good summer job. Build into those folks, train those folks, instill something in them that says, you know what, maybe this construction thing isn't so bad. Maybe I want to be the guy that owns this place or starts my own business and does that for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And so the skilled labor shortage, it's there. It's a thing. You can't work around that, but you can do things about it. So I guess in a way, it kind of still comes back to, if your construction business is not doing well and leads aren't coming in and jobs aren't being sold and you can't find any help, you're looking at the problem. Just go to your bathroom, look in the mirror. Chances are you are looking at the problem. And so that's a problem that only you can fix. And so, I love doing these construction reports. And like I said, I do consult different construction companies. And most often what I find is it's usually an owner that has run out of energy, or they've gotten bored, or they lack the drive to really push the company anymore. And when you see those signs and you realize that you are the problem, you need to decide. You kind of have two decisions. Maybe it's time that you need to change and do things different, or it might just be time to retire and do something else. And so that might be a situation where you need to train up the next generation. If you have family that work there, that might be the time to let a son or a daughter take over the business. Because let's be honest, like it was in my case, they've probably been kind of doing that the whole time anyway, and you were just still at the top of the chain of command. And so it might be time to just give them command and let them take over. And so think about this stuff. If you're in construction, especially remodeling, no matter where it's at, in or outside of the house, just a couple of things to think about. And if you ever have any questions or comments or anything like that on the construction stuff, or even better, if you want me to focus on something, like tell me where you're having trouble. Send me a message, send me a comment, tell me where you're having trouble and where your biggest issues are. And I can do some research and talk about it. I can go in depth talking about it more, or I can get you on the podcast and we can brainstorm that thing live on the air and treat it like a free coaching session. Just do it on air, and that way it not only can help you, but it can help some other businesses as well. So thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you all next time. Hey, everybody, I just wanted to mention one last time before you go. If you ever want to do any brainstorming, let's say you listen to one of these podcasts and you thought to yourself, Dave, that was an amazing guest. And your interview questions were so thoughtful and introspective and inspiring. It made me think about something new, but I don't have anybody to talk to about this. Well, that's what I'm here for. If you ever want to do a brainstorming session, I don't charge the same price for those that I do my regular coaching sessions, because the coaching sessions are that's like a long-term thing. I work with people and hold their hand and tons of homework, stuff like that. But if you ever want to just get on a call and do some brainstorming, I love doing those. I love meeting new people in different occupations, things that I don't know anything about, and have them tell me all their secrets, all their goals, all their dreams, and we brainstorm new income ideas. And you know what I really like? Let me tell you a secret. One of the things I really like doing is helping people see how they can make additional income or create new income streams based off of things they're already doing. In other words, don't add another job. Don't take on another part-time job. Don't add 15 side hustles to your existing income streams, or stream if you're possibly in a full-time W-2 job. What I like doing is brainstorming with folks. It's like my specialty, and helping them figure out how to make money, more money, new money, sometimes passive money, with things they're already doing. And so if you want to do a brainstorming session on something like that or anything else, I mean, I don't mind talking about anything. Getting your kids into entrepreneurial stuff, trying to work with your spouse because they hate entrepreneurial stuff, whatever you want to talk about, click the link below. It should be in the show notes. I say below. I'm not sure how you're watching this, but it is in the show notes, whether those are on the side, below, or somewhere else. But check the show notes. There's a link in there for the $99 brainstorming sessions. And, if you want to, feel free to email me. Ask me if it's the right fit for you before you book, whatever you want to do. But just be sure to get the help you need to make sure that you're able to take those next steps toward your income streams.